Well, hello out there in the world. Fancy seeing you here on this fine Monday afternoon here on Twitter. It's your boy, Rob Perez, Worldwide Web. I'm trying to figure out if I can see your guys' chat on my iPad. So I'm going to need some of you to actually try and comment at some point because this is meant to be a Q&A. I'm not just in here to preach to nobody. I think I have to do it on my phone, but then I won't get updates on players coming in because we have a 12 game slate tonight, and I'm trying to get. Hold on. I'm doing a lot of tech here at once. How did I do this last time? Oh, you click live chat. There we go. Live chat works on the phone. Does not work on the iPad, unfortunately. So with that said, I think I'm going to need you guys to update me because I'm not going to get alerts on Twitter about tonight's 12 game slate, and there's obviously a lot to look forward to. We're waiting on like Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Trae Young, Tyrese Maxey. Thankfully, these games tip off at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, so we have a little bit of time. But I do not want to miss a major news break, so I'm going to rely on you guys because I don't think it comes through to my phone if I'm in a live stream. What's up, everyone? I can see the chat. You guys look beautiful out there. The first question I see is about Mikal Bridges. Can we just say hello first? Take me on a date before you ask to go upstairs, okay? What's going on? So if you're new to these, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be live between, let's call it like 3:15 Pacific and 4-ish, just depending on the slate that night. Here's what we're going to do, actually. Give me 1 second, people, because I'm going to try and push notifications through to my iPad instead of my phone so I can see at the very least what's going on. Yeah. So just as the reason why I was 5 minutes late, waiting on the Boston Celtics to drop their injury updates for tonight. So Tatum's out, Porzingis is out, Horford is out. This all obviously leads to implications, especially if you are trying to make a little bit of money. So as you can tell, I've got my screen up just in case we're here on ProfitX. All right. This board is going to light up like a Christmas tree as we get closer to lineups locking and tip off, because that's when teams start issuing their reports. But for now, I can answer some questions like, how was my weekend? Weekend was great. Thanks for asking. So I spent a majority of it watching games, big Sunday slate. But Saturday, I was able to go to a rooftop of a hotel for a birthday brunch with someone I've been hanging out with, to say the least. What else, chat? What's good? It's actually not 6 p.m. Eastern. The time runs on Pacific. World time runs on Pacific time, so we speak in Pacific time. UNC basketball questions? I mean, this is one of the least talented UNC teams of all time. They have no centers or front court whatsoever. It is point guard university. They got plenty of those, but my God, rough season. Oh, I do have push notification. Fred VanVleet out for tonight. Okay, good. So the good news is I can relay alerts. Fred VanVleet out for the Rockets tonight. And this is all important info because our partners here at ProfitX, who are the reason why we're doing these streams. So everyone use ProfitX for your props and if you're into sports investing, this is going to be your one-stop shop. We always like to support our partners because then they produce streams. You guys know I don't do streams unless you're here to respond as well. All right. What else? Does she know how deep the rabbit hole goes? She's finding out pretty quickly. So funny you bring that up. Lonzo Ball out tonight for the Bulls. So she started doing like you Google someone's name and just see what pops up, right? Funny enough, When she did it the other day, you know what tweet popped up? It wasn't the Genie stuff. It wasn't the Meghan Markle stuff. It was some Suns fan responding to me on Twitter after the Knicks play the Suns. Whatever happened, there was some girl that was like, "Rob, I think I'm in love with you." And then it got picked up by the comments section. And for some reason, the SEO of that specific tweet put it at the top of my Google search rankings. So it was the first thing she saw. And now she thinks I'm dating some girl in Arizona because of that one tweet. So there's the internet for you in a nutshell. What's good? What's up, chat? Trae Young out for Atlanta. Oh, we got to act on this one. All right. So Trae Young, I know they're playing. Let's look at the screen right here. They're playing Philadelphia tonight. So that line already dropped from, that line was 11.5. It's already down to 9.5. I'm not jumping it now. It's 9. Watch this shit change. Whoa. Why does this always happen when I'm on the page? Caris LeVert out for the Hawks tonight. Now it's 12. This is ridiculous. Look how this number's jumping around. You guys see this? It's gone between 12.5 and 9.5 in the last 10 seconds. People are pouring into this because of this news. So you probably want to take the 76ers side, obviously. 10.5. Are we betting this? I mean, we know the entire 76ers team is out. Do you guys think should I take some odds here? Let's see. I can catch plus 10 at minus 118. Let's just throw $10 on this for the hell of it. Okay. I'll take plus 10. 76ers 10-point dogs. All right. Where were we? Sorry, that's what's going to happen here today. We have to deal with a lot of NBA news that's coming in rapid fire. Showing jealousy early, that means she likes you. Yeah, I would hope so. And it's a fun little cat and mouse game because I'm like, do you understand how little this means? But if you make a big deal out of it, then obviously it's going to be a thing. So who's the beneficiary? It's Risa Shea and Dyson. If you guys were taking Atlanta Hawks players tonight that are going to be affected by no Trae and no Caris LeVert, it's got to be Dyson Daniels and Risa Shea. And who else is going to get points here? I think it's just those two. So I'm looking at some props right now. Any other suggestions from the chat? It's Dyson. Is George Niang about to light it up tonight? Anyone have thoughts? George Niang. Let's see. What's Niang's total? Oh, Vucevic. Minutes restriction for Vooch tonight. There's some unders there too. Yeah, we're going to have a ton of news pouring in here, guys. Grimes points in the chat. It has nothing to do with Trae Young, though. I'm grabbing some Hawks overs here. Old numbers. All right, let's see if they take it. All right. Oh, good point. Kick and ranch. Revenge game for George Niang. I guess. It would be more revenge game against the Cavs, wouldn't it? B. Dale in the chat is asking, in your opinion, what's the ceiling for the Minnesota Timberwolves this season? Probably a second round appearance, I'd say. That seems pretty fair, does it not? So they're going to finish what? 6 line, 7 line, 8 line in the West? Potential 5 if they get hot. So you're going to run into Oklahoma City pretty much either way. Yeah, I just don't. How do you get through OKC with that team? You don't. No one's getting through OKC. Did it take my bet? Let's see. I got it in on ProfitX. Got the 76ers here. See the shit keep jumping around like crazy. Oh, most anticipated playoff matchups. Fancy you asked that because I'm actually brainstorming this for a future show. So it's got to be number one is if the I wish the Mavericks were still somewhat competitive because damn it, I didn't get any of those overs in. The Mavs were competitive because there would have been potential for Mavs Lakers first round. So if I can't get Mavs Lakers first round, then how about Thunder Suns first round? Because the only way Phoenix is going to qualify for the playoffs is if they go through the play-in tournament on the sudden death side of the bracket. Man, how did they get this down so fast? They got all these prop bets down before I could book them all. It's too bad. Still waiting news on Luka Doncic tonight. The big one will be Austin Reeves, obviously, if he's unable to go. But yeah, so Suns Thunder with Kevin Durant back in Oklahoma City, and they will get annihilated. That'll be a 4-game series, but it'll be fun to watch that play out. And it's Oklahoma City who's going to send Kevin Durant straight to the trade block. Tell me that's not poetic. If the script writers really want to prove they're from WWE, make sure that Phoenix qualifies for the playoffs. They win both play-in tournament games, and they get OKC in the first round. Yeah, I mean, of course, you could say Lakers versus Lakers Golden State. So that could be a 3-6, right? Lakers are in a little bit of trouble here if Luka is going to be missing time with whatever ailment he has going on. LeBron's going to be out for about 2 weeks. They're going to lose some games. You think they're going to fall to like the 3 or the 4 seed, and Golden State's 9 of 10. They look like championship contenders again. I would love, oh man, you want to talk about ratings paradise? That would do it. That would absolutely do it. I understand that the Wolves beat Oklahoma City right before the All-Star break. Do y'all want to do this? You're more than happy. I'm more than happy to take your escrow on the Minnesota Timberwolves versus Oklahoma City in a playoff series. You want to put that much equity into the regular season? Put your money where your mouth is, please, by all means. Where the police chases had recently. Do you think I just snap my fingers and start them? Who do you think I am? I'm here. There's multiple police chases that occur every single day, but 1 out of every 10 lasts long enough for media. You got to wait for the helicopters to get there. It takes 20, 30 minutes sometimes. These chases don't last that long. Or you have to have choppers in the air near the chase when it starts, and that's why chases breed chases. Kill Fear in the chat says, I'm seeing Wendy say the Cavs aren't the favorite because we haven't proved we can win 12 playoff games. Yeah, I mean, obviously with LeBron. And they've proved they split the season series 2-2 with the Boston Celtics. They both have a home win and an away win. Boston snuffed their torch during the first winning streak when that huge hype game at the beginning of the season was happening. And then Cleveland comes back 25-3 or something in the most recent one. You got Jason Tatum saying, fuck out of here. I would still take Boston. I'm not going to change my mind unless there's a major. Boston's going to repeat as champions. I just have to kind of wait until the playoffs start to make it official when I do my official predictions. Not bragging, but I did pick 9 champions in a row, and I am 11 for my last 13, the 2 of which responsible for my 2 L's are both the Los Angeles Clippers. So I should learn from that, and I will never make that mistake again. Luka Doncic now listed probable for tonight. That is unfortunate because I have all my Austin Reeves props loaded up and ready to go. You see on the screen here, it's about to start popping. Look at the very top of your screen on ProfitX. Lakers Nets line is starting to take money because Luka's going to play. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we'll do this. What else? Kobe White's playing tonight. It's tough doing these shows at this exact hour because this is when all the news drops. Kobe White. Oh, Vooch is on a minutes restriction. Fancy that. Let's see. Vooch is being held to 25 to 28 minutes tonight. That's still actually a lot of minutes. Who are they playing? Pacers? Yeah, Pacers. No word on Halliburton, right? He's questionable. Pacers play so much slower this year, by the way. Compared to last year, they turned everything into a track meet. Let's see, I got some Vucci unders. Do we have props on ProfitX? Did we ever figure that out? Someone from ProfitX watching this. Do we do props? Do we do player props? I'm looking at the screen here. Points plus assists. Oh, we do. Okay. Yeah, let's let me get up on this real quick. Do we have Vucci? Points plus assists. Let's get some Vucci unders here. Or is it too late? It is too late. They took it off the board. You guys are sharp. Oh, no, it's right there. 21 and a half. I got to request it. It's only taking overact 542 requests here. I think that's what that means. Here, I'm going to request someone take my points plus assists on Vooch. Can someone out there do that? Do you want to fade me? If you want to fade me, please, by all means. Oh, I have to make the bet. No one's taking the overs. Okay. I just placed a bet. If anyone out there thinks Vucci Man's going to get to 21 and a half points and assists, feel free to match my bet on ProfitX. All right. Right now, low liquidity. Thanks, Jake. Yeah. I can see that. Feel free to fade me if you'd like. All right. What else you guys got in here? Sorry, I've got so many different streams to keep track of for the chat. What are you guys up to? Why are you so quiet today? Bet you all are bouncing around the screens like I am. It's the best. That's people that say the NBA is unbettable. Like you're just telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself because there really is no more volatile market with player props and spreads than the NBA. Just how influenced the regular season is by like the Jazz. Like the Jazz specifically. Those lines, man, depending on John Collins, Markkanen, and Clarkson, like is tonight the night they play? Sometimes they, like last night, they covered late, but send out the Filipowski, Sensabaugh, Potter, Collier lineup. Like, oh my God. But there's action to be had. ProfitX needs a Fade Wob promo. 1-1 so far on picks that I've tweeted out. One pick. I do one pick every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's it. We'll keep track, see how it goes. Ian in the chat says the Knicks are the easiest team for player props because Tibbs won't pull our starters if it's a blowout in either direction. The problem is the books know that. They anticipate OG, Mikal, and Josh Hart playing 40 plus minutes a night. You're not shocking anyone with those type of minutes. So they really got to play well to get up to those numbers because the projections are so much higher based on the amount of time that they're on the floor. Wow, Tyrese Halliburton officially out. Halliburton out tonight for the Bulls game. Here's the line on ProfitX: 5, 5.5, 6. It's going to bounce around here in a minute. Still not betting against them. You will never see me put a damn dollar on the Chicago Bulls. Might take in the Knicks today. Can't say I'm in a rush. Cannot say I'm in a rush. Kings are coming off a tough loss in Los Angeles last night. They probably feel like they should have had that one. That loss was huge too, by the way. So that was a 2-game swing right on the 8-9 cutoff line in the play-in tournament. 2-game swing for the Clippers because a win in a Kings loss. So now they have a full game lead in the loss column. In addition to that, now they have the season series and the tiebreaker. So that was effectively a 3-game swing in the most volatile portion of the Western Conference standings last night because of that James Harden shot at the end of regulation, and then Kawhi with his Toronto Raptors impression against the 76ers where it touches every part of the rim and falls through at the buzzer. Is that right? If anyone would know, it's probably Helwick. Yeah, there's two Clippers in there that were most certainly L's. I know that much. Is Mitch playing tonight? Is Mitch playing tonight? Oh, I know the other L. It was Denver Nuggets. So 3. That means 10 of 13. 10 of 13. Not 9 of 13. Or not 11 of 13. 10 of 13. Is Mitch playing tonight? We only saw, 2 minutes and 15 seconds of Cat and Mitchell Robinson running concurrently, but everything that happens with the Knicks for the foreseeable future until Brunson comes back, it's like, what are we supposed to take away from this? We know the team's nothing without Brunson. But you're hoping Deuce McBride just has a much better game than he did against the Clippers. You know what always hits? Josh Hart over on rebounds. Not every time I bet it, he ends with 9. His number is like always 9.5. He somehow ends with 9. He hasn't been running those like 45-minute games as much anymore because he's coming off an injury. He's been running like 37, 38. Big difference there. Yeah, to comment, if you're watching this, you want to comment in the chat. You have to click the say something if you want to see the chat. It's weird because it doesn't let me do it on the iPad. But if you click on a mobile device, it's easy if you're watching on your computer. But on your mobile device, you have to click say something at the bottom to get your chat off. Ian says, no, it doesn't. Every time I have Josh Hart as my anchor, he is an off game. Yeah, that's usually the case, isn't it? Derek in the chat says Magic Rockets tonight. Magic Rockets over. Why are we? That must be so low if you're suggesting that. Let's go find that, shall we? 212.5. That is as low as you will get in 2025. Who's scoring points in this game? This is a sloppy Joe's. Maybe Noah Men Thompson out there. Make it a little bit easier for the Magic to score. And they got a much needed victory in Orlando or in Milwaukee the other night. They had lost so many tight games at home there. God, the Raptors, I think twice, beat them at the buzzer. Banchero was hitting shots, Franz was hitting shots, but then they don't turn it on till the fourth. In the entire season, it was like, just wait till Paolo comes back, wait till Franz comes back. But it was really, now you got to wait till Jalen Suggs comes. That was the glue. That was the answer this whole time. I get it, guys. Josh Hart gets rebounds, but not when I bet on him. He gets 9 rebounds every single time I take his rebounds over. I didn't take the 20 rebound game. I'm sorry. He's the best. He is unanimously. It's so difficult in today's fractured contents world for everyone to agree on something. Every single person within the NBA Twitter universe would agree. Josh Hart is unanimously the best rebounding guard in the world. Gary Payton II, I'd probably get put in the conversation as well. He's a menace on the glass. He annoys me every time I bet against the Warriors. But Josh Hart, man, he looks at rebounding like a geometry equation or just his angles. He knows, he finds the spaces on the court that aren't being occupied, and he doesn't jump too early, and he's far enough back so if that thing shanks off the rim, he knows exactly where it's going to fall. Then he was over there battling against Jackson Hayes in the game against the Lakers. Like, the guy is so much bigger than him, and he was down there trying to box him out and pin him underneath the rim. Watch Josh Hart's box outs. He knows that there is a 0% chance of you getting the ball if you're pinned underneath the rim. It has to be quite literally an air ball. So he will pin his guys under the rim, and then he'll jump back out to go get it. Stop watching the ball when Josh Hart's on the floor. Just watch him box out. It's an endangered species, but there's a reason why he's the best rebounding guard in the league. Blazers got me last night, Shaden. Blazers got me last night. I had them in the second half. They fouled down the stretch, and I lost by the hook. So no Denny tonight. Did I see Jeremy Grant's out or something? I don't have it in front of me. Took a tough L on them, though. 12-point dogs at Golden State. Second leg of a road back-to-back. Mads in the chat says Josh Hart is the type of baller that can calculate the Pythagorean theorem in his head during a game. Well, he does that certainly during rebounds. And then you're asking him to go down there and battle with centers who are bird watching. I do not take what he does for granted, because even when he doesn't get the actual rebound himself, he'll clear out the entire paint so that someone else can come swooping in. Like Karl-Anthony Towns is a fine rebounder. He was competing with Domantas Sabonis for the rebounding title in the league this year, and it's because he's got this red carpet runway that Josh Hart always has available for him. The bulldozer out there. I'm curious at the let's see what Josh Hart's rebounds are tonight. What do we think? Josh Hart's 10.5. I can't do that. I'm sorry, guys. And it's minus 156. That's too many rebounds. He's at 10.5 minus 156 on ProfitX right now. I can't get there, people. I'm sorry. And Blazers team is good. You want to talk about guys that deserve more praise. I wish Toumani Camara would, because he was originally thrown in as just the incentive piece for the Yusuf Nurkic, DeAndre Ayton transaction. I know that included some other teams and picks going elsewhere, but Camara was just who's that guy? And he is by far the number one player you want from that trade. He leads the league in charges, or at least he did until going into the weekend. He always finds his way around screens without committing fouls and can still contest without committing fouls. He can meet anyone at the rim. Last night in the clutch, I think he met Jalen Duren up there. Oh, and wow, Larry Markkinen just got ruled out. Injury management. I thought he might go. So you never know with the Jazz, man, what team they're going to put out there. It's a Najee Marshall type of night. Yours truly took all of Najee Marshall's unders yesterday. That went well. That sure went well. You know, after the first quarter, it looked like it was going to go really well. Then he had his career game usage through the roof. His number was so inflated, too. What else do you guys have besides actual, we're just watching news come in here? Any other question? Doesn't have to be gambling related. Well, the Knicks deserve it for being 0-9 against the top two teams, if you include the Lakers. But the Bucks are in the same category as the Knicks. They are not representing the Eastern Conference in the finals. I'm even getting to the point now I'm starting to get nervous about the Pistons in the first round. And just watching Cade, man, his control of the game, he's so tough. And because of his size, he can see the whole court. He always makes the right pass. And now they have guys that can punish you. They have veteran leadership. They have swagger. They have defense. Jalen Duren just sends people into the third row just with his mere presence. That dude is a mountain of a man. And I saw during the broadcast last night that Isaiah Stewart is leading the league in rim defense, minimum 150 attempts. Yeah, I can't get there on Scoot. I'm kind of done with Scoot. Yeah, he's so frustrating. He has no jump shot. He's quick with the ball. He makes decent decisions, but he just can never, ever deem the respect of a dribble handoff defender to go over the top of a screen. Every time I watch Scoot, someone's going underneath, daring him to shoot. He's nice in transition. He's a decent finisher too, but he's little on defense. I just don't really know what his ceiling is. It's low until I see that jump shot improve, and it certainly can. Still got plenty of time, but as of this moment, not there yet. The ideal Blazers lineup is Simons, Shaden, Kamara. Do I want to go with Denny over Jeremy Grant? Denny's been playing really well. It's either Jeremy Grant or Denny. And then, if you watched the game last night, I need more Dwight Breath. He missed a couple of shots, but he's the one guy on that team who can spread the floor. Robert Williams, if you're looking for a true center. Then, of course, Klingon. We'll get there eventually. Kling Kong. But, man, they have plenty of front court talent there in Portland. Am I invested in New York baseball? Of course. Jeremy Sohan out for the Spurs tonight. That is going to be one ugly game. Zombie Mavericks against the Zombie Spurs. 250 points are going to be scored in that one. I don't think either team has a center. No Sohan. We're putting Bismack Biyombo out there again. Yeah, it has to be Denny, right? Jeremy Grant's been disappointing. So it's Shaden, Simons, Kamara, because Kamara is he can defend a point guard. He can defend a center. He plays big too. Spread the floor from the corner. Perfect NBA player in the year 2025. Kamara, Simons, Shaden, Denny, and Wap Breath. Wap. That's my most ideal Blazers lineup. And against a traditional big, we'll put Robert Williams or Klingon out there. Where in New York am I from? Westchester County, 914. More points than people watching in Spurs Mavs. The Mavs are so depressing. That is so sad how that all played out. And it's sad because I saw the vision for this season too. We saw 2.5 quarters of it. They would have been championship contenders. But by going all in like that, you have to guarantee their availability. And there are no guarantees in the NBA. It was just such a large risk. And boy, did it fail. I mean, it really failed. You can say, usually you have to wait, what, 3-4 years before you truly assess a trade. For example, the Clippers with Paul George. You can say that trade was a failure now. You can say that trade was a failure because they had to trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, draft assets, and they got what from Paul George? A conference finals appearance in which they didn't really stand a chance against the Suns. That's it. Yeah. That trade was a failure, but you also don't mind them going for it because if you had an opportunity to get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the same team at that point in their careers, you're doing it every single time. So I don't mind them going for it. It just didn't work. There's a difference. With the Luka deal now, with Anthony Davis's injury, Kyrie out for the foreseeable future with the torn ACL, there is no like looking to the future because they're going to start losing their picks in a couple of years. They made all of these moves to win now. And all of those picks in a couple of years were originally traded to build around Luka now. So it was just an all-in strategy, and it's already failed just after a month. That's how risky it was. I don't know what they do. I really don't. By the time Kyrie Irving comes back to play basketball next year, it's going to be March. He could come back in 9 months, but he doesn't just snap his fingers and instantly start playing basketball again. He's going to have to get up to game speed. He's going to have to get up to practice speed, then game speed. And then you start building the chemistry. Then you lift the minutes restriction, and then you're full time. And then you have to have a sample size of 20, 25 games before you can start figuring things out. That's a full year. The whole process is like a full year. North Bronx. So that means you're from what? Like Riverdale? That Bismack Biyombo game you're talking about, Helwick, is the one that got him the contract, right? Is that the Toronto Raptors game that he got that big contract from one good weekend? That man made like $40 million. Do I agree with Bontemps that they should trade AD this offseason? There's no one I love arguing more than with Tim Bontemps. I will call him. I love arguing with him because I'll call him at like 4 a.m. and he's awake. And it's like 1 a.m. Pacific time. The dude's just always awake and up to talk hoop. So I'll propose something ridiculous and he'll call me ridiculous and then give me his reasons why. But if he's saying they should trade AD this offseason, they should, but they won't because Nico. I mean, how does Nico explain that? Like, he might as well just fire himself. Might as well walk himself down to the unemployment benefits office. 999 says Kyrie has a player option this year, right? He may never suit up in a Mavs jersey again. Yeah, and talked about this on SiriusXM at length, but pretty adamant that you have to pay. It's strange that he tears his ACL and he now has all the leverage in the world, which he does. The Mavericks are so invested in Kyrie and Anthony Davis that he could probably get another 4-year extension, even at this age, even with this injury history and this current injury, because of what he was showing, what he means to the franchise, and where the direction is headed. You have to have Kyrie there. So if he opts out, then you have Anthony Davis that's going to start asking questions. Like, if Kyrie's not here, what are we doing? Clay, let's talk over the summer. And if they start wanting to be traded, can you imagine if Anthony Davis just plays 2.5 quarters in a Mavericks uniform? That's it. That would be up there with what? Helwick, you know this examples of this. Rasheed Wallace in Atlanta. Was there a Carmelo Anthony had to spend a day in Utah? Did that ever happen because of trade? Like, I know Derrick Rose got sent to Utah a couple times. So did Russell Westbrook. Yeah, the Bismack Biyombo game was game 3, Cleveland, Toronto, 2016 Eastern Conference Finals. He had 26 rebounds. So yeah, my prediction for Kyrie is he opts out of the player option and he goes for a full 4-year max. And if he doesn't get it, He knows he can have Anthony Davis go to clutch and start poisoning the well of, well, if Kyrie's not here, I want to be traded. You'll see a story like Anthony Davis is curious about the direction of the Mavericks franchise, which means if Kyrie is not re-signed, I'm going to want out. So now Kyrie has all the leverage in the world, knowing that it's, if you sign me, you also get a happy Anthony Davis. That's where the leverage is going to occur. Andrew Bogut played 1 minute as a Cav. I'm sure there's so many examples of that. Melo spent a day with the Bulls? Oh, I remember that. Yeah, there's always those weird ones when you get traded before you get waived. Wow. Well, that was a quick 45 minutes. We're about to hit the 4 o'clock hour here on the West Coast. Didn't see any major news. Okay, so Vooch is on a minutes restriction. Trae Young, Karis LeVert out for Atlanta. Luka is probable against the Brooklyn Nets. This slate stinks, by the way. It's 12 games. Suns, Grizzlies. Oh, God. How many points? 244 is the over-under there. Compared to Magic Rockets, 212 and a half. Dalton Connect's tenure with the Hornets. So I wonder, did Dalton Connect actually fly all the way to Charlotte? I would imagine so, because that trade rescinding didn't happen for a couple days. That's unfortunate. Anything else on your guys' mind? Why would I bet the Leafs minus 130? I'm not just here to bet on things. I'm here to react to news and bet on things. I'm not just betting for the sake of betting. Magic Rockets is going to be low. Hey, 95 finals, not as bad as Knicks Heat in like 90. The Allen Houston runner, I think, was 99. Yeah, because that was, I can hear Tom Hammond now. The second time an 8 seed has beaten a number 1. Game 5, Allen Houston runner. I think the score was like 76-75, 77-76. It was something crazy. Those are like halftime scores now. How do the Nuggets react tonight? Well, it sounds like Jokic is going to try and play, which I'm stunned about, because after his elbow injury, he was terrible from the field. He missed, 4 free throws? 2 of 6, 2 of 7 from the free throw line. It was like 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. It did not look right after he fell on that thing. To his credit, he kept playing, but boy, are they in trouble tonight. So the line's down to 8.5 here on ProfitX. It was 10.5 earlier. No lead is safe against Oklahoma City. They need their own version of a Cavalanche term. All right, friends. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be in here for about 45 minutes or so. If you want to shoot the shit, ask me whatever you want. React to news. Use ProfitX for your investment needs. Appreciate our partners out there. But other than that, yeah, I'm not coming in here with an agenda, guys. This is meant to be like community Q&A. So we don't have games to react to, obviously. You guys need to come prepared with your questions. I need better performance out of you. This was a C+ stream from Thunderstruck. See how easy that was, Wyatt? Yeah, Thunderstruck. If the Cavs have a Cavalanche, OKC has Thunderstruck. And at the end of these games, boy, do they pull away. I need the chat to show up and show out. Big time players make big time plays. Till next time, my friends, I will see you guys on the timeline. Deuces.